Welcome back to the Zero Strategy Podcast. Why can't I hear anything?
Sun's gone.
Welcome back to the Zero Strategy Podcast. I noticed during the intro that Grog was brandishing a gun at me, so I decided to pull out the rocket launcher just in case. I don't really know what happened while I was muted.
He's just walking around.
Yeah. Welcome back
I
to
knew
the
kind of made me
podcast.
confused because he's looking at the previews of the other cameras, and just Eves and Humps have just left. We're about to go live, and they're just not on camera anymore.
I saw Eve had a gun, Grog had a gun, Humps had a guitar.
So I had to go grab my accordion.
Of course,
I
naturally.
changed my assault gun.
I'm joined today by my co-hosts. We have Grog Mode.
Hello.
We have Medibot Eve.
I almost tripped and died.
And we have Sir Humps.
Hello.
And welcome to the, honestly, the worst beard to no beard ratio we've had in a while. Lots to talk about this week, which we'll dive
Well,
into.
if you look at the stream and you go clockwise, it's like a progression, right? Like you go like smooth, beautiful, angelic face to scruffy
Condi.
Horrendous mustache.
mustache
Yeah,
to me, and then to Humps with like the full on beard.
you're right. It's like an evolution.
Yeah.
Grog,
And I am
how's
the
your...
This is
apex
the last
predator.
Pokemon.
And I'm the most evolved out of the four of us.
Pokemon don't usually have four episodes.
Someone help us
Get
if that's the
Get
case.
realistic.
Grog, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Week's been okay. Did some yard work around the house and stuff. I'm trying to think about like stream milestones. They're well, actually no, I take that back. Last week was fucking amazing. We raised $2,000 for the Trevor Project. Actually over $2,000 for the Trevor Project.
Yeah. Turn up Pride Month.
That was an effort organized by Eve. And that like was just fucking phenomenal. We shattered our goal. Initially it was just $1,000. And I think when Eve first talked about it, I was like, yeah, I remember I did another charity and we raised like 800 or 900 over X amount of days. So like, does 1,000 sound good? And then the community has just shattered it.
Mhm.
So props to everyone who donated, and for those who couldn't donate, just spreading the information and sharing resources. So
And
yeah,
we didn't
it
even
was
have
a
to
good
do any
week
24-hour streams, which was nice.
no. Although some people did make some sacrifices, Condi.
You look a little different, brother.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
looking a little different for some of our regular viewers.
If you just watch the podcast and don't watch any of the other streams, yeah, I shaved my beard. For audio listeners, don't worry, I'm still just as handsome. Whatever image you have
That's
of
right.
me in your head, if you only listen to audio, it's the exact same. Don't worry about it.
if
but
you've
yeah.
been picturing Tom Hiddleston this whole time, he's still that.
Times
That's right.
like 3.
At
The
least.
one thing I will say, I haven't been clean shaven in like 3 or 4 years. I used to have a chin, and now I have several, which is a little worrying. My jawline is just gone. I don't have a neck anymore. I've just got this gullet. So that was a bit of a reality check for me, but but yes, worth it. Good cause. Definitely worth it. Eve, what have you been up to apart from? I mean, you must have streamed a lot during the charity things. You were on for long hours.
I think it was like 10 hours, and then about 14 for the last day because it was broken up by a little. The AC died in the middle of the last one, so I stopped streaming for about an hour so I could lay in front of a portable AC and then come back. But yeah, it's been good.
I'm picturing like when an aquarium has to transfer like a dolphin like from point A to point B, and they just like have it in a little sling and they periodically mist it with water.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they're coming out tomorrow to fix it, so that's good.
Hey.
Yeah. And I recorded a video. I recorded half of a video. It took 50 minutes to record half the script. I got to that point and I was like, I'm dying, I'm overheating. I'll record the rest later. So I might be doing that today. And I also started working on a channel trailer.
Hey.
Nice.
That's been on the list for about a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean only like 9 months.
Side note, just channel trailers I genuinely think are so important now. I can't tell you how many channels recently I've seen like a post on Twitter or something, and the first thing I do now is go to their page and watch the trailer if they've got one. It's like I don't know how many other people are doing that.
That I've dropped the ball and you're calling me out here.
Yes, I'm already on channel trailer number 2. But seriously, if you haven't made one yet, I highly recommend it. And it doesn't have to be too much. It's only 60 seconds. So in my experience, it's somewhat easy to fill that time. In fact, I found it more difficult to try and squeeze everything in. Yeah. But get that done, Eve. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
I haven't been up,
Destiny.
Yeah, I mean that's all I've been doing. Come on, let's be real. I did start. So I didn't stream for almost 2 weeks. My wife was out of town with one of the kids. So it was just my wife. So it was just me and the boy for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then I finally pushed the button again this last week, and it was good. It's been I've been having good times. I've been really getting into scrims on the Destiny PvP side. I have been valuing that.
I've been hearing you talk about that.
So it's scrimmage matches. So you basically
Scrim is like a scrum.
Yeah,
It's like a scrum.
It's like a whale's tooth that you engrave like an image of a ship
are whales
or something onto.
Yeah.
Tooths?
Yeah. I've been really into whale teeth lately. I've moved from toes to whale teeth.
Oh, that doesn't seem like it seems like an expensive progression.
It is. It's a very expensive progression. Toes were generally, I mean, in my household at least,
they're everywhere.
Free.
Yeah.
But
Just go outside when it's summer and you'll see toes everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go outside. That's stupid. But whale teeth. Yeah. It's been a. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the scrims. It's 3v3. So you do like 3v3. There's a rule set, so people aren't using the garbage crap that pisses everybody off in normal Crucible and Destiny or whatever. And I like it because you get to really kind of hone in on how you play, get better at how you play. That's how you get better. Is these scrims, you get so much better by playing scrims. You can't get, not that people want to get, I don't know, not everybody gives a shit about Destiny. I don't give a shit. It's never going to be an MLG. I like being good at the game and I like practicing. So scrims have been a lot of fun. So I'll be doing some more scrims after the podcast too. So I've been loving it.
Nice. And you started
so we did
plan.
me and that guy COD Manu, we started our own Destiny 2 PvP scrim competitive focused clan. It's called 13. There are only 13 spots. Once they are filled, they will no longer be any more, and we will be the infamous 13. But right now there's just 2.
Why 13? Just out of curiosity. Unlucky number.
But is it? You feel lucky?
Okay, so this is actually just a side note. Like, obviously,
Sounds like he's making the Akatsuki. Is that why you dyed your hair?
Yeah.
So I'm a postman for people who don't know, and I deliver to so many streets, and most new streets that have been built in the last like 20 years don't have a number 13. It goes straight from 11 to 15. And I think that's just so insane.
No 13 floors on and tall
so
buildings.
I guess
was scared of 11 in
in most streets in the UK, you generally have even numbers down one side and odd down the other. So you go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then you cross over and do the evens. But most streets don't have a 13 if they're new. Older streets do. But even more so, there's some new streets where it'll go like 11, 11A, and then 15. So there's literally a house there, but they just call it something different instead of 13. I mean, I guess there must be a reason. Maybe number 13 houses sell for less money or something, but like
probably I guarantee you there's some weird ass like I mean, it's obviously superstition involved with it, but yeah, there's probably some weird ass analytics that go along with it that people are still doing it. I guarantee it. Yeah, sure.
It's just bizarre to me because like it's obviously a superstition, but you'd think that wouldn't affect people building houses. Like it just seems crazy to me. But yeah, obviously charity stuff was amazing. Good few days on that, and then I've just been grinding Apex. Did a little Warzone yesterday because I felt like a little bit of a change, and that was nice. It was a breath of fresh air. I haven't played that game in ages, and it was nice because like Apex is the kind of game where right now, particularly with ranked, like I'm trying to really improve, and I notice like anytime I get in a fight in Apex, like my whole body tenses up and I clench, and it's like after a game ends, I can kind of relax and be like, okay. But in Warzone, I just don't really care as much, so I can just chill and have fun, which is quite nice.
That's gotta be hell on your bowels. Just like clenching for a whole stream.
It's
You
rough.
really should loosen up.
But
Eat some fiber. Take your Metamucil.
Yeah.
Grog knows. Grog knows.
I did.
Take a fistful of Miralax.
I did get a couple videos out.
Relax up there.
Yeah, you are. It's okay. So it's the same thing, like, butt chugging. It gets the alcohol in your system faster. So when you do that with Miralax, not only does it absorb faster, but you're also physically breaking stuff.
We are not medical professionals. Please don't take our advice.
Hey.
Eve
my
is a
husband
scientist.
Was a vet tech for a number of years, and yeah, I have a biochem degree. So
vet tech.
fist Miralax up your butt if you so choose.
Okay, well, the Zero Strategy podcast does not
This is on
officially
Amazon,
endorse.
right?
We'll get sued as
suggestions.
an entity. I'm not going down alone.
We haven't registered anything.
Yeah, this is all on you. But yeah, no, it's been a good week. I got I don't know if it was up by last week, but the video where Eve and I watched some funny TikToks finally came out.
I think it
That
turned out
channel,
really well.
Eve has been posting again, and they're just
I sent
still
you another
so
one.
weird. Did you? Okay, great. I'll
Yeah,
need to
just
go
this
check
morning,
it out.
like an hour ago.
And then I threw up another video from day one of the charity stream as well, because there's a lot of funny moments in there. So been productive. It's been good. Starting to get a little cooler in Scotland now, thank God, because it was hot and I was dying. Having like the two PCs and the lights, the office gets awfully warm, so it's been good. We have some Twitch stuff to talk about. Do we want to kind of briefly visit the controversial bans that have been happening or have happened this week?
I think we should.
Yeah. Basically, two fairly well-known and notable streamers, Amaranth and I think Indie Fox,
Yes.
were recently given bans on Twitch. I don't think they're permanent. They'll just be temporary bans, but it's been kind of...
partnered.
Say again, sorry?
Of course, they're partnered.
Well, yeah, but I mean, partnered
Well-
streamers can get banned. You know, I've seen that
So
happen.
ironically, I think for Indie Fox, it's her 5th ban in like the last year, which would be, I mean, according to guidelines, would be perma, but
Mm.
apparently that has not been the case.
Yeah, we know
But why did
Twitch
they get
likes
banned,
to.
Gandhi?
Well, so I'm not fully caught up on this. I saw some clips. It seems like there was some, towing of the line towards sexual content, which Twitch decided was, had crossed the line in Twitch's eyes and handed out the ban. I think it's maybe, I don't know, maybe because the quote unquote hot tub meta got so big, people are just kind of trying to push that line a little bit now, because Twitch was pretty clear that they were fine with the whole hot tubs thing. They made the whole new category. Don't ever stream in that category. It's pro tip, bad idea if you don't want some
Super toxic.
weird people in your chat. But yeah, I have a feeling it's just people were trying to kind of push the limit to see where the line was with Twitch, but I'm not super caught up on it. I know there were some bizarre ASMR things happening, but that's about it.
So what it came down to is these two partner streamers, they're two of the most visible individuals for this particular topic in terms of why they got banned. And to break it down for anyone who hasn't seen what their stream content was in like the last month and a half, it's not even been that long. Both of them were wearing like super skin tight material, and basically sitting ass first into the camera and like deep throating an ASMR microphone, for the lack of a better description. and in the case of I think Amaranth and Indy Fox, they would be like sitting there spread eagle, just like camera pointed straight at their groin, like just moaning into an ASMR microphone. And Twitch, in its bylines for terms of service, does have a clause stating that the focus of a stream should not be so narrow as to only be like the camera is just focused on one part of your body, and then being focused on one's chest or genitals or posterior or whatever, and having that be
Booty.
like literally the thing that's in focus and consuming most of your camera. That in of itself should not be the stream. um i I mean, honestly, if it sounds vague and kind of like shaky in terms of like how broadly they're defining this stuff, I think it's just because they put that in there so that people wouldn't like take streams in a relatively like overly sexual direction. Because there are other platforms for pornographic content or sexual content or erotic content, because erotic doesn't have to be nude, and it doesn't even have to be sexual, but like um what it boils down to is both of these streamers, they they basically changed the overall tone of their channel within the last like couple months, and kind of made the highlight of their channel effectively a clothed OnlyFans.
Yeah.
um
I was worried
either
about
wearing
that with
lingerie.
mine with the mustache. I was really concerned that
Yeah.
people would only be here for to look at the mustache. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a concern.
I feel
Yeah.
you.
So it's basically what it came down to is this: is that the the reason why they were banned is because technically in the T's and C's it broke terms of service. I think in the larger reason as to why they were banned has more to do with this continuing worry that Twitch has of losing advertisers. And like as we already saw before, we've had streamers who were demonetized on their Amaranth was already demonetized briefly and then reinstated because you know um, before there was a hot tub stream and before accommodations were made for hot tub streamers, she was really pushing the limits of how much she could sexualize content on her channel. I mean, that's kind of like that's just a statement of fact. That's not like a subjective opinion. And in light of that, like advertisers were wanting to pull away, and they contacted Twitch as a platform saying we don't feel comfortable because Twitch has a setup where basically advertisers decide to stream or decide to partner with the platform. They don't decide the streamer,
Yeah.
right? So like if I don't know, Allstate Insurance wants to partner with Twitch, their ads will appear just across the platform, either as a pre-roll or mid-roll. Um, so in essence, these streamers were starting to draw more mainstream attention, and as a result, advertisers were getting gun shy about sticking around. And then Twitch started kind of like trying to make measures to, mete out a hot tub stream directory, and then set new guidelines for that. This is basically sort of the byproduct of that. So this is, Twitch now reacting to basically, people innovating. I mean, like, here's the thing: is that I've seen I've seen two interesting dialogues unfold on Twitter. One of them is along the lines of people who are content creators on the platform very worried about Twitch as a business platform and whether or not they will lose ad sponsorship, which in turn would affect the free to view nature of Twitch. It would affect potentially the amount of cuts that like the creator cut, how much percentage that the creators get to keep, etc. And people worried about the financial repercussions of this. And then people also on the other end, saying, respect their hustle. You're just mad that these women are making money, and that as long as they're not actually breaking terms of service, like this is just another example of people, harnessing women's ability to, you know, do what they can and what they wish to do to be profitable. And I think there was an interesting response. The tweet was from Harris Heller. It said, "It is possible to respect Amaranth and Indie Fox's hustle while also thinking their content may be harmful for business viability of Twitch and other Twitch streamers. You don't have to pick an extreme side. Both can be true."
Sure, I saw the same tweet
That's
actually. Yeah.
that's kind of where I've come down. Like, I speaking only for myself, like I respect their hustle. I respect their ability to drive content through Twitch as a platform and also drive content to other platforms. Both of them operate OnlyFans. Both of them, you know, have content on the side elsewhere. I think one of them at least has like a Ko-Fi page. Like, they have figured out a way to very smartly commodify all of their content in a way that it doesn't matter where they're publishing. They are reaching a fan base. They have a broad reach, and they're doing it through like a multi-pronged attempt to be successful on multiple platforms. That in of itself is fucking impressive, because that takes a lot of fucking work. I mean, we talk about how hard it is to be in the content creation arena and like just get stuff out on a timely basis and get it like sent out to all these different, like, you know, different ends of the internet, and have people stay up on it and maintain engagement. So the fact that they're doing what they're doing, period, is impressive as shit. So their hustle is strong. It's incredible what they're doing. The other side of it, whether, you know, you do or don't think that they're, you know, successful entrepreneurs, which they undoubtedly are, is that they are, I think, in my opinion, they are very intentionally pushing the limits of what Twitch
Oh, for sure.
is
Yeah.
going to allow.
And I think a
So
lot of it is to do with they probably saw that, you know, I'm not super educated on the subject, so I don't know, but in my mind, the two of them particularly were the two of the biggest people pushing the hot tub meta and that whole thing. And literally because of their streams and their content, Twitch adapted and made a whole new directory and did all this sort of thing. So they, I guess, maybe saw that success of like, you know, we brought this whole new thing to Twitch and the platform changed around us to kind of fit, that maybe there was that feeling of like, let's just keep pushing and see how far we can get. So I can understand it. I don't watch either of their streams, so I don't know what the level the content was going to now, but from some clips I've seen, it's definitely questionable. And obviously Twitch has to make a stand at some point, because you've got the other people saying, well, oh, if this doesn't get banned, then X person shouldn't have been banned, and blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
It gets muddy.
Or all the emotes.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we've seen people be, you know, temporarily banned for clicking a link. I mean, Forzen, if you're aware of Forzen, not too long ago, there was a big meme that he clicked a GIF, which was an inappropriate image, and he didn't know, and he was banned for it. And that's not his fault. It was an accident. You know, he closed and got rid of it as quick as possible. So it is always, and unfortunately, the way that Twitch is, you can't just have a nice, clear, you know, rule for everyone, because there's so many people on Twitch that at the end of the day, a staff member has to look at that and make a call. And, you know, they're not robots. They're not all thinking the exact same way. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately. And I think people don't understand that. Everyone's so ready to get mad at Twitch for like an unfair ban. You know, when, oh, well, if so-and-so did it, then I should be able to do it. And it's just, it's impossible. The site's too big to have it be that cut and dry.
I couldn't imagine it'd be that difficult for them to organize all the people that are in charge of bans, though, and be like, okay, let's set some ground rules. So
Yeah,
I
or
feel
just
like it is
do
reasonable
like
to
the
get
cops
mad
do,
at
set
Twitch
up
for that.
speed traps. You know what I mean? Like they know, cops know where the most traffic goes through. You know what I mean? They you can use the analytics they have to see where most people. I mean, I would say most of the time, games aren't probably pushing the, you know, gamers aren't necessarily pushing that envelope most of the time. You know, and you know, I mean, there's definitely areas that they can focus in on. Not that it, I mean, they should have obviously a cast a wide net, you know, to make it as fair as possible. But you know, these types of things are going to be focused in certain areas. Not, you know, it's not going to be just blanketed everywhere anyway. But I also want to say, I think Grog, you liked this post if I remember, and I did too. Harris Heller, I think he said it. He said it pretty well. It is possible to respect Amaranth and Indie Fox's hustle while also thinking that their content is bad for the business viability of Twitch and other Twitch streamers. You don't have to pick the extremes of both, which is true because I mean, no one. I mean, not no one. Obviously, people are going to be like, oh, they're just women showing stuff to get views. No, fuck that shit. Yeah, they're out there hustling. They're out there making their money. They're out there doing their shit. Kudos. But I agree with Harris on there. That doesn't necessarily mean that hustle fits in Twitch. I think that's a good statement.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always going to be people who are mad. It's it's the same thing. I hear about it from larger YouTubers as well, that if their videos get manually reviewed, sometimes they get monetized, sometimes they get demonetized. Particularly even more so with YouTube, the amount of content being uploaded daily to YouTube is it's difficult to have these people moderate these things. But
I think it's inevitable that kind of thing is going to hit Twitch eventually, just like it did hit YouTube.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it just hits it in a different way, because the way the adpocalypse came about on YouTube,
yeah,
was
obviously that was brutal, but
unfortunate.
I still think like with regards to like copyright and stuff, YouTube has a very robust system, and it's really really
Easy for
Twitch
companies to
needs to
exploit.
find, yeah, it is easy for companies to exploit, but at the same time it protects creators so much better than Twitch is protecting creators. With
I think the concern right now is that because there is not complete transparency and for either the viewers or the creators in terms of how advertisers are interacting with the platform and how those advertisers are paired with directories.
yeah,
It's unclear what the conversation is between advertisers and the platform. We don't know what that conversation is or what it entails. And I don't expect that we'll ever even probably find out. But the worry, I think there's like sort of two big driving conversations here. On the one side, you have people worrying about the financials and the bottom line of the platform and the viability of a platform that is sustained by ad revenue. Because if you think about it, any free service, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like you name whatever it is, if it is a free social media tool that you use, it is ad funded, guaranteed. The only instances where those things aren't true is where it's a new service and you have angel investors backing it, and then they're hoping to create a revenue model down the road. That's what Twitter did. Twitter was unprofitable for years because they had outside backing. And there were no ads on Twitter for many, many, many years. Now there are ads. You can promote material and have it shared. So basically, ad revenue drives the social market for social media online. Unquestionably, if advertisers pull out, the money stops. Or if the money doesn't stop, and the worry is that maybe the money will be shrunk in terms of how much money is then going back to content creators. We're already only getting a 50-50 split. Or in the case of partners, they're getting a slightly higher split. And then you have issues that I don't think we really touched on in previous weeks, but Facebook Gaming made a commitment through 2022 that creators would be keeping up. I think their full percentage of proceeds
It's
coming
something.
in.
Yeah, it might be 100%. It's really high.
I think it was 100% of their proceeds brought in through their gaming channels. But see, the thing is that Facebook is a monolith. Facebook is basically able to exist in the marketplace. Facebook doesn't need Facebook gaming.
yeah,
So basically, them making that promise to Facebook, like game streamers, is basically a fraction of a penny for them out of their total, revenue. So in that regard, that was just an ad ploy to draw people away from things like YouTube gaming and Twitch to Facebook. But if you look at it from the perspective of if the ad money stops or the ad money shrinks on a platform like Twitch that is so ad dependent, that will have repercussions. The problem is we don't know what it is. So then you have this paranoia and this sort of like Chicken Little, the sky is falling situation on one hand where people don't know how it's going to shake out and they're worried. And that worry is genuine. And it also is valid. On the other side, you do have a history of women working within a marketplace that devalues either their work or objectifies them in a way where they're shamed for basically hustling and making money off of the fact that they're objectified. So you have Amaranth and Indie Fox doing these streams in very sexual poses. And when I say deep throating an ASMR microphone, I'm being only slightly hyperbolic. Like they were basically giving a blowjob to the ASMR microphone while wearing like Lululemon tights with their ass consuming 80% of the screen. Whatever you think of that is whatever you think of that. But the thing is that they are putting themselves in a situation where they are knowingly testing the limits of the platform. And so you've got two sides that are concerned about how, these women are doing everything they can to use all the tools at their disposal to be successful, and the fact that women historically have not been allowed to be successful or allowed to be successful without being shamed. That's an honest discussion in its own right. But these two things are colliding, and the byproduct is you see tweets now where people are saying, like, oh well, y'all are so concerned about like whether or not sexual content is going to be, the thorn in the side of Twitch and its growth and how channels are moderated. But I don't see anyone really overly concerned about, the racist slurs or homophobia or anything else that's happening on the platform and how that will affect ad revenue. And that's a valid point. But in a sense,
I hate that argument though. It's a valid point, but at the same time, it's like the whole Black Lives Matter thing again. It's like all lives matter. We're not talking about them right now. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about this specific subject, and it's like that's kind of the same thing. Well,
you can only focus on one thing at a time.
You can't multitask. It's been proven.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Hummus, because that is my reaction to it, where it's like people are saying that. And yes, it's valid, but it is like in this instance a straw man argument because we are talking about this because it's happening now. Yeah. Like no one is suggesting that homophobia and racism and other toxic communities and or banter is detrimental to the platform. People have been unanimous in asserting that those things are detrimental to the platform. In the memory of social media is so fucking short. A couple weeks ago, there was I didn't even commit his name to memory because it wasn't worth doing because they were so fucking like insignificant to memorize. But there was an individual who got partnered within a couple months. They basically made their partnership on the back of going to female streamers streams, basically critiquing them live on stream, and then they directed their communities to go troll female streamers. This individual was partnered, and then after 2 days of being partnered was permabanned from the platform because of how toxic they were. What were they doing? They were saying overly like hateful things towards women. They were espousing like basically edgelord like homophobic pseudo racist content. And this platform basically became that channel became a haven for people to troll. And it's like at that time the Twitterverse was reacting to this person who like is promoting hateful conduct and aggressive behavior towards female streamers and making that their content. And we reacted to that then because that was the thing. It's not no one's saying that people are not worried because we're focused on Amaranth and Indie Fox. We're not worried about that other stuff. People are. It's just, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
as a little side note, I think it's funny that almost every single time somebody gets banned for a reason like that, where it's completely their own fault because they're a little shitlord, their apology thing on Twitter will
Mm.
always start with "GG boys, I didn't think we'd make it this far,"
Yeah.
because that was that guy's and like two others that were banned for similar things more recently. They both started with that.
Yeah, dude,
And
it's wild.
it's a shame because it's like, I mean, it's good, ban them, get them off the platform, and it's at least one small cesspool that's, you know, filter out into the other cesspool realm. But it's like, this kid learned nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
Like, he's still a troll fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. We briefly talked about the whole, Facebook gaming, offering 100% of the, the sub split. I believe they said it was till 2023, which, clearly it's an obvious move to try and get people to come from Twitch, over onto Facebook. And as Hawk pointed out in chat, I've also seen quite a lot of chatter about this, people not being happy with the 50-50 split, all of a sudden. As far as I'm aware as well, becoming partnered on Twitch doesn't instantly give you a larger split. I think you have to be a certain tier of partner. Sorry, could you hear the alarm going off?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Someone's just stealing my card. No big deal.
No, we'll get to it later.
They can have it. They're welcome to it. Yeah, as far as I know, you have to kind of reach a sort of high, like a pretty high tier of partnership to renegotiate your contract with Twitch. I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, partners get a bigger split. I'm not a partner, I don't know, but to my understanding, there's not an instant larger split for partners. I think once you're like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, you can then negotiate with Twitch to get a better split. But I don't think that's an option to all partners. I'm fairly sure. Personally, for me, I see a lot of people saying, well, oh, I'd rather just have a direct donation than a sub or a gifted sub or something. I don't agree with it personally. I mean, I think like if you're the sort of person that doesn't want to support Twitch and you would rather just donate to a streamer than subscribe or cheer, that's fine. That's completely your choice. I personally think like, the benefits that Twitch offers kind of makes it, I mean, none of us would be here if it wasn't for Twitch. We wouldn't have a platform to start with. And, Twitch is giving viewers, emotes, sub badges, all these things that they can use, and it builds the community. I just wonder what your guys' thoughts are on the 50-50 split thing. I've never thought of it as an issue personally, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I never really thought of it as an issue either. I mean, Twitch is just because it's your channel, it's like you're using a service. You're not paying. I'm not paying anything for Twitch. I'm not paying anything to hit the start button. You know what I mean? I stream. I'm there, and people can donate. Not and I can get money from it. So having them take a 50 split of one aspect of, well, I mean, bits and blah 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 whatever, but having them take a small percentage or even a half percentage of off of that, it doesn't really bother me. But I mean, maybe I think it bugs people now because they see like, oh wait, there's an option. I could have all of it. I want all of it. Well, it's like, sure, but it's only there. You need to understand Facebook is only doing this to bring people in, and once they bring people in and they reach I mean, obviously they said it, so it's gonna last they can't go back on their word. It's gonna last 3 years. But after 3 years, what are they gonna do? They're gonna take their cut. That's what's gonna happen. And just like you're not gonna get a better, I mean, Twitch, I don't even think Twitch is gonna even bother doing anything about it. You know what I mean? They're like, that's 3 years. You know what I mean?
They'll forget in a while.
Yeah, I mean, what are we gonna do? Be like, okay, fine, we'll only take 25% for 3 years. While
Listen,
Facebook is trying
I
to dick us.
want my $2 revenue in ad to be $4.
It's also, people have forgotten so quickly. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the regional sub pricing and about how subs are going to be made much cheaper in a lot of places. And Twitch is literally going to be covering the cost out of their own pocket for creators that are hit hard
Only
by
for
the price
12 months,
changes.
though.
For 12 months, but even still, I think Twitch didn't have to do that. They had no obligation to do that.
And the change is warranted too. I mean, it's not like, I mean, yeah, it's only 12 months that they're going to be doing that. But I mean, the bigger thing that they're doing is making subs more equal across, currencies.
It'll be more available to more people.
Yeah, to kind of play both sides of it, I think the the other end that is concerned about all this is that if sure they're covering it for 12 months, they didn't have to, and that is awesome. However, the thing is that those subs will be cheaper in those other places, which benefits the customer. None of that benefits the content creator. So if you are,
However,
however,
however, if people who are already going to be spending X amount of money on subs now aren't spending like 4 times
Oh
as much
yeah,
on subs,
my
who
subs are
knows? They
now. My
might be
subs are
doing something
cheaper. I'm
else
gonna
with
be
it. They
dropping
might
more
be doing,
subs.
yeah,
well,
that
that's
they might be doing
see,
bits because
see
some
that's the
some
hope.
people, yeah,
So I'm just playing the other side of it
Yeah.
here, which is the hope is driving prices down for the consumer means more consumers can sub. But as we already know, discoverability on the platform is hard. So let's assume that you have a regular community of, I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 30 regular subs a month. If you can't bring in more people simply by way of, if you can't be more discoverable, if you can't get in the faces of more people and get more viewers to view you, it doesn't matter. It won't necessarily matter if subs are cheaper. The amount of subs that you currently have, the community that you currently have at your back, that community will still be the same. That community will pay less to watch you, which is good for the community. It's good for the consumer at the consumer level. But from the content creator's point of view, you will be making half of less.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if sub prices get cut in half for places like Mexico or Turkey, what have you, that is fantastic for those people because they were being price gouged before. So the downside could be that there is no certainty that simply having your existing like fan base pay less doesn't mean more people will suddenly show up on your following stream
yeah.
and then
But
sub to you.
however, I think with the people that are in those situations, I think it matters more to people who have a large number of subs. They are relying on this income. If your community is very small, you're not relying on that income.
And it might also
Which
not
is
be as noticeable of a difference.
99.9% of
So
Twitch.
I feel like if you only have like 10 something subs a month and now you're making half of that, that's not going to make the most amazing impact on you. So I think the benefit really heavily outweighs. Now, for the people who are like
And I
actually
agree.
living off of
I
that,
think
that
that's
yeah,
I
that
think that's the
sucks ass
takeaway.
if it doesn't go up. But then you think about it like, oh, the people who haven't been subbing, who are part of the community already, because it's expensive, they might now. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why this is all interesting because it effectively is just a, this is a petri dish. They are running an experiment. That's all it is right now is an experiment. It is an experiment that we know that the hard facts is we know it will benefit the consumer. In that sense, the viewer base benefits. No questions asked. That's just a given. The science experiment part of it is whether or not it will benefit the streamer, and no one knows, and I don't think anyone can know. And so it is an interesting experiment. The fact that and that's buoyed by the fact that they are covering the deficit that any channels face for 12 months. So that is the best thing that they could have done. As Candy said, they didn't have to do it. Twitch's biggest win in that scenario is getting the backs of the content creators for that period of time. The real question then is what happens after 12 months? Does that support fall away? Do they scale it in a different direction? I don't know.
Hmm.
In terms of the 50-50 split overall for just as it stands, not taking into account regional pricing, I think the 50-50 split is too high. And for what it is and for the expectation that people are, let's be honest, people are creating on the platform because they're hoping to do one of a couple things. Some people are going to create on the platform because it is a hobby. They are a hobbyist, and this is an outlet for them to, stream while they make music or make art or while they game. If I'm going to game anyway, I might as well stream. That's the logic for some channels, and that's totally fine. Anything else on top of that is a bonus. Oh, I have some subs. Cool. Like,
Video game
I
money.
get an extra, a little bit per, like I get a, like $50 a month. Like that's nice to have. Don't need to have it, but it's nice to have. I think the problem is that the people who view the platform from a hobbyist perspective is probably a lot smaller than we think it is. And I think more people may not necessarily be honest with themselves and thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm only just doing this as a hobbyist thing." And it's like I think a lot of people are doing it to try and make something. They are trying to grow. They are trying to take what they have, turn it into something larger. People are angling for partnership. A lot of people are not just hobbyists. If you look at the entire platform as a whole, there's going to be lots of people who do it for a short period of time and fall away, and they're not going to revisit coming back to streaming. Maybe they do it for 6 months and they fall off because they found it either too difficult or unsatisfying or what have you. But I would wager that there are a lot of people who are trying to trend upward and become bigger within the scope of the platform. In that regard, Twitch isn't doing them any favors because 50% of a $5 sub, I mean, like you have to be making at least 500 concurrent subs per month for this to be a viable job, for it to be sustainable long term. And if you're not at that point, then Twitch, I mean, because Twitch is doing this 50% take for everybody, partners included, unless you have renegotiated, it is already too steep for what we actually get out of it. Yes, servers are expensive. Yes, I mean, I would almost rather see, like videos on demand for non-partnered streamers go down if it meant saving on server space
Yeah.
for a slightly bigger cut.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Yeah.
2 weeks of VODs on demand, that's great to have, but
That's
honestly
plenty.
if you look at how many people are already viewing VODs, it's so small,
Yeah.
like fuck,
And
just
half the
let me
people take their VODs anyway or clip them up, best parts of the VOD, put it on YouTube or something like that. They move it outside of Twitch.
How about
I think the last thing I'll say, Condi, just to jump in, is just I think that because Twitch when it was Justin TV and it became Twitch, like this was a wild west. People weren't doing this sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like Twitch kind of became the figurehead for streaming, and other things followed: Facebook gaming, YouTube, live gaming, Mixer, etc. But Twitch was the place to be if you were looking to be a content creator making this into a full-time profession. And the thing is, at the time, for it being this competitive wild west where not as many people were streaming, we're talking like pre-COVID, we're talking about before people actually had the resources available to them where just anybody could be a streamer. It was a smaller marketplace, it was more competitive, and it was more of an unknown from the business side as to whether this would be even viable in the long term. So taking a higher cut as a company and giving creators a lot less was passable then, because more creators could grow in a smaller ecosystem at that time. Now people can't grow in a saturated marketplace and still expect to be moderately successful at a 50% cut. And I guess my worry now is that Twitch is so big and the pool of talent is so prevalent that a 50% cut seems like too much. As Twitch has grown, the cut hasn't gone down to favor the creator. The cut has stayed the same, and the talent pool has only expanded. So the amount of money Twitch is making has only expanded.
Yeah, the initial model, it supported the initial model, but now it has changed because of the environment of Twitch itself, to where I could see. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They haven't changed their model, even though everything else about it has changed, and all they're doing is just reaping the rewards.
You've summed it up better than maybe yeah.
Yeah, it's a valid point. I think like we've obviously seen the trend with Twitch pushing ads more and more and more. And I wonder if there's ever some kind of compromise where they could say to a creator, you can go into your dashboard maybe and adjust that split within a certain, give maybe 10% either way. But if you decrease your split by 10%, you get less ads. Or if you increase it, you get more ads as a punishment. Like, a punishment, I mean, like as a sort of compromise there.
Daddy Twitch is gonna punish me.
I wonder if there's ever any kind of
saddle me with those ads.
Is that something that you would maybe think, hey, yeah, okay, maybe I'll get an extra 10% split but in return I have more ads on my channel, you know? Like, I feel like the constant battle is always ads, you know, and it's I feel like inevitably if they were to increase the split for, you know, all partners and affiliates, they would shove more ads down our throats, you know? And I mean, like, I get ads even, like, I've got the podcast chat open, but on my channel, and I'm getting ads on there constantly all the time, and it can be infuriating. I understand ads is a big you know, a big bugbear for people. I think, and I was talking about this on stream yesterday, I think pretty soon Twitch is going to get rid of the affiliate requirements, and I think they'll just basically open a sub button up to almost everyone, because it just makes sense at this point. But you know, there's so many people get affiliate, get a bunch of subs, but then they never reach that $100 and they quit and they never cash out. You know, there's got to be hundreds of channels doing that, which is just free money for Twitch. Because in that instance,
I wonder how long it's able to stay in there. I'm sure there's something in the terms that if it stays in for X number of
there
whatever,
probably
with
is.
you being inactive, we take that money back.
Well, yeah, because in those circumstances, they're just getting 100% of that. You know, and you know, is it better to have, you know, one channel partnered that gets 100 subs, or have 10,000 affiliates each with one sub? You know, like, I remember particularly when Monstercat Gold did that whole thing a year back, where they said, if you pay our premium Monstercat Gold, you get affiliate. You know, you'll just become an affiliate. And they walked that back real fast, but everyone was up in arms about it. And I was sort of talking about it yesterday, saying that, like, I really think, and it might be a hot take and people might be mad about this, but affiliate is easy to get to. If you have any drive or motivation to actually sit down and put a little bit of work in, you can get affiliate. I know multiple people that got affiliated in, you know, their first couple weeks on the platform. If you've been on the platform for years and years and years and you've not managed to hit that yet, you need to look at what you're doing and rethink it, because it's really, the barrier to entry is very, very low. And I really truly believe that we're going to see at some point Twitch just say everyone's an affiliate, right? As long as you verify your email address or something like that, to make sure people aren't just creating a million odd accounts, you know, and doing it.
I could see Twitch wanting to do that, but based on the reaction of when Monstercat said that and how everyone's like, wait, what the I've been doing this shit for a year and only got affiliate. I feel like the social backlash that Twitch would get by saying, all right, everyone can just have a sub button. I think that would be the barrier for them.
It could be, but I mean, I wonder how much Twitch cares. Because I mean, frankly, they you know, they don't care about affiliates. Like, if we're being straight up honest, Jeffrey Bezos probably barely knows what Twitch is, right? Mr. Daddy Bezos.
Gone. He's not even part of Amazon.
Right. But like, the higher ups at Twitch are not sitting and watching. Yeah, they're not. On Emmett. They're interested in their partners. And you know, it's why I always say, like, as an affiliate, you have to be more careful with things like DMCA, with things like TOS. You've got to be more careful than a partner does, because a partner gets banned. It's in Twitch's best interest, if they're profitable for them, to protect them and maybe give them just a temporary ban. An affiliate gets banned, even a decent sized affiliate, Twitch can permaban you, and you know, your voice in the community is not necessarily large enough that that's ever going to impact Twitch, right? And I understand there's a lot of affiliates, and I understand a lot of people were mad about Monstercat, but I mean, if Twitch can just even get, you know, if they look at the analytics and think of how many channels are not affiliated but have started streaming recently, it could be an easy just cash grab to just affiliate those channels. You know, everyone gets a sub button, and I guaranteed a bunch of those people will get a few subs and then probably quit streaming. That's all just money in Twitch's pocket. I really think, particularly to compete with like Facebook and YouTube, you know, and these other platforms, I don't know. It's maybe a bit of a crazy prediction, but I feel like they'll either lower those requirements or just remove them completely. Because why not?
Keep
You know?
very low requirements just in case to try and keep like something for bot activity out, so people can't just make a 1,000 bot accounts, get
Yeah.
affiliate. I don't know what they'd be able to do with that, but I'm sure smarter people than me would be able to figure out something shitty to do with that.
Exactly. I mean, even something like, having a verified email, having at least X amount of hours streamed.
Mhm.
So you can hit that. Just I can see obviously in the chat people were talking about it. So in the way Twitch works, you can't cash out any revenue that you earn from Twitch until you hit $100. It's the thing I see people constantly confused about. That doesn't mean you have to hit $100 or you get nothing for the month. It rolls over. So if you make $50 one month and then $70 the next month, you'll get the $120 paid out at the end of that. But if you only ever hit $70 and you quit streaming, you don't get paid because Twitch has to process all those payouts. It costs them money, so they have to hit a limit. A lot of companies that I've seen, I mean, even things like for when I was selling merch and stuff like that, there's like a limit you have to hit because if they were just constantly paying out $1, $2, it's going to cost them more.
Which is weird because like with what the fuck is that site? CD Baby. That's the one that I did all my music through.
Mhm.
Like you could manually set what the payout is, and you could go as low as like $5.
Interesting.
Well, you can
it's-
actually
It's weird.
not in that direction, but in the other direction, you can do the same thing with Twitch, where you can make it so that your payouts are less frequent for a higher amount. I don't know if that changes your cut, but it doesn't have to be at the $100 mark. You can actually set your own
Yeah.
threshold where
Oh, I didn't
it'll
know
just sit there and grow.
Weird.
So if you're just like, I just want to have it sit and not get monthly payouts if I'm meeting the bottom line, you could just have it so that like Twitch just pays you out like $1,000 whenever. Like you
See,
just
I feel like I would be
every
putting too much
5
faith in
years.
Twitch.
you could treat it like a bank where you make withdrawal essentially,
Mhm.
and that withdrawal happens so long as you still met the criteria for the monthly payouts, but you don't actually take a payout. It just sits
Now, what's
there.
your what's the interest you're gaining from them holding your money for those months?
Well, that's the thing is that it's interesting because it is a bit like a bank, right? Like, I mean, think about
A
it. Like,
shitty bank.
Yeah, I mean, my bank doesn't give me any interest.
Yeah,
get-
I don't
I
see
get
nothing.
1 cent every year.
Stop putting your money in banks. Hello.
I
Dogecoin
don't.
to
I
the
Put it all in a
it-
bag under
it
your
just
mattress.
it gets put into there, and then I spend it all.
Condi,
There's no money sitting anywhere.
I don't think under your mattress is safe. I mean, you're supposed to get a tea-stained map and then bury it like 50 yards
Yeah.
south by southwest from an oak tree.
That's
like, out the
right.
field.
That's right.
My
Didn't you
husband
watch,
did get me,
like,
I asked.
What was that movie with Morgan Freeman and what's his nuts where they're escaping prison? You know,
Shawshank.
like, yeah, Shawshank Redemption. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
You bury your money.
true. Yeah, as Chad says, I just spend all on Pokemon cards. Maybe I should tell Twitch to stop giving me money.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be smart. Just be like, nah, don't
Give
worry.
it to me so I can get more Pokemon.
So there's a few, when you set up your affiliate deal, there's a few things there's a few options you can choose. And you can have it like direct bank transfer, PayPal, they can hold it, or I believe you can get a check. I kind of want to do that one month just to see, just to get
Just
an
to get a
actual
check.
For people under the age of 20, checks, that's a way we used to send money to people. My granny still
I
sends me a check
Have
every
only
year on my
ever
birthday.
written one check in my entire life.
I've never
I'm gonna
written a
make
check.
I'm gonna make you real sad, Condi. Apparently, they only do e-checks.
Ah, no!
Aw.
I was
It's
gonna
not an
ask for one of
actual
those
check, they don't
big,
send you an actual check.
ask for one of those
One of
big,
the
like,
big checks?
You can't
Novelty
get it
check.
wired to you,
$10 after the cost of printing the check.
Hell yeah.
You
Can
can
you
get it
guys
wired
fax
to
this to me?
you can get a wire transfer.
You can.
I got
you
one of
can
those
have
big
it
ass
sent
checks
to,
one time.
You can have it sent to Dale, and then Dale can fax it, and then it's almost like, or she could even mail it. She could
Yeah.
print it out on a sheet of paper, fold it up, mail it to you guys.
Oh,
You
wait.
hand deliver it to your own house. Do you deliver your own mail?
No.
Real question. Do you?
No, I work in a
Aw.
different town.
That'd
I
be
did
kinda
deliver
cool.
Cyber's mail for 2 weeks without
Aw.
realizing.
Good news, Condi. Good news. Good news. Checking is still an option. It is not an option that they are pushing. but buried deep inside their affiliate payout FAQ, there is an option, and it describes it as such. This traditional method usually takes the longest to reach.
Traditional. I wonder if I could ask them to meet me on a park bench with a suitcase of $1 bills.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
But yeah,
A
the
duffel bag of quarters.
it's interesting the way to, and I have always seen a lot of confusion around the way affiliate payouts or Twitch payouts work in general. But I mean, yeah, in theory, you could just have one sub a month and just sub, if they just kept their sub for long enough, when it hits the $100, you would get a payout. The payouts used to be really delayed. It used to be a 45-day lull, and they increased it. So like when I was first affiliated, I think it was even 90 days.
Decreased.
Like if we go back like 4 years when affiliate became a thing, I think it was 90 days. So at the end of January, you would then get paid 90 days later for January. And then they've brought it down to 45. And it was really awkward when trying to work out taxes, because I was like, okay, I got money in my bank account in June and I earned that in like February. I don't know. Like it was very confusing. But now it's much, much better. So like the month ends, and then assuming you've hit the 100, you get it the middle of the following month, like 15 days later. But yeah, if you get subs and you don't hit 100 in 1 month, you don't lose the money, which is something I've seen people talk about before. Anything else to kind of go through on that? Any other thoughts?
No, not really. I think Humps took my rambling and summed it up quite neatly. But basically, the platform and the environment changed, and I think the 50% cut is still too high. I think it was fine for what it was then, because it was a platform that was sort of an unknown, and they were moving from like this Justin TV to like this game centric commodified platform, rather than just like allowing. It wasn't the Wild West of like streaming where you could just fucking throw any old thing up on their network. But I think that if they go the route of what you suggested, Condi, and just allowed everyone to have a sub button, that only lets Twitch will win more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that would be a huge feather in their cap if they don't change the split at all, and suddenly the floodgates are open where anybody can make them money, but yet all of those people bringing in money are still only taking a 50% cut for their effort. Then see, almost that would almost justify it in a way, because I just thought about it. If they did that for everybody and didn't make it affiliate requirement, then suddenly you have to account for all the server needs for all of those people. You would start to having to backlog, unless maybe if you weren't affiliate, they don't like save your VODs, and maybe they don't save highlights, maybe they don't save clips, but they just allow for donos. But you know what I mean? Like I realize that their take has to justify the services that they render, but I feel like as the platform has grown and the amount of money, I mean, you look at some of these streamers, like Amaranth might have like, fucking 10,000 people watching her. Like there's big money passing through the platform, even just through single creators.
Yeah.
And those creators are making it back because they have other outlets. They have like a Ko-Fi, they have a Patreon, they have an OnlyFans. Like they're and then they're also running ad revenue, so they're getting a much bigger split. They're doing fine. It's really, but remember, when we've talked about success on the platform before, those people are in like the 0.05% of the platform. Like 99% of the platform are people streaming to like 4 people.
Yeah.
So
that's an actual statistic. If you guys want to look it up, look it up. It is an actual statistic. 99% of people on Twitch streaming, active streamers, are streaming to their 3 friends.
And if Twitch can monetize that.
Yeah, but yeah. All I'm saying is I think that the 50% cut at some point will be another hot button issue, and I think it will see people driven to other platforms. So, which is why I think Facebook made that promise. I think Facebook just doesn't have the presence, and therein lies the rub. They're offering the financial enticement to leave, but they're not offering the services to match it. So,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I would, I would definitely wouldn't say no if Twitch decided to up the split for creators a bit, but
Yeah.
I will be surprised if it happens.
I haven't even seen any conversations about it, really. Even after Facebook came out with that, I didn't see anything like. I mean, maybe there might have been a tweet here and there, like where you at, Twitch, but like no like up in arms or anything. So I mean, unless that happens,
I've
Twitch is gonna
seen
be like,
a fair
over.
amount, but
have you? Okay.
I mean, I don't look at Twitter very much, but I've seen a few in the last couple of weeks of people kind of saying that and tweets that are gaining quite a lot of support. But like I say, I will be blown away if it does happen. Twitch,
Yeah.
I don't think Twitch are worried about Facebook. I think Twitch are sitting pretty comfortable where they are. But hey, certainly, I wouldn't say no if they decide to offer that. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Do we have anything else we wanted to cover today or get into?
No, I'm just kidding.
These
DMCA.
nuts?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say D's nuts. Got up.
Short and
Yeah.
sweet. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. We're tired of talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Yeah,
Twitter.
I mean,
Twitter
You want to be a
gives us
dumb
such a
bitch?
fucking
Be a
headache.
dumb bitch.
You should see our podcast chat. It's ridiculous. It's just full of just how many people piss us off on Twitter.
The TLDR is basically another wave of
Folder.
DMCA bans came through. So, like Hump said, do what you fucking want. We've talked about it a lot on this platform, but the thing is that nobody really seems to be learning much of anything. A lot of
You want to
the
be on dumb bitch
DMCAs
hours? Do that.
a lot of the DMCAs that happened this week, there were, I think, in the ballpark of at least like 20 plus big. We're not talking like small time, but like big partner streamers that got hit with DMCA claims. Some people it was their third. Some people it could mean that they are gone. For some people it means that they are like one step away from being gone. But a lot of the reactions are just like the wrong takes. We see more people responding with like, Twitch isn't doing shit to help the creators, or why is Twitch cracking down? It's like, it's not Twitch, it's the fucking music industry. It's this time it wasn't the RIAA, it was the
I thought we weren't gonna get into this.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
the point is, more claims happen, and more people are still pushing like stupid narratives because they haven't educated themselves about, one, that it's a US based law, it's a US based company, and the other thing is they also aren't like acknowledging like how they're still liable. People are like, oh, route your music this way so it doesn't wind up in your VOD. It's like, no, you're still fucking breaking copyright law.
Live and that's the thing that bugs me. It's like, okay, live takedowns not as prevalent. Okay, sure, that'll change real quick. You know what I mean? Like all it is just coding and algorithms, and there's a lot of smart people getting paid good money to figure out how to do that shit. So it's going to be coming well soon enough. And the thing is, the takes on it is, they promote this, use OBS, reroute your audio, it's not in your VODs, and then they're like, well, I haven't personally experienced any issues with my lives or anything. Okay. Congratulations,
yeah, I mean,
you are one person.
One person saying that, and I shared it with the podcast chat. But my one response to somebody who said that on Twitter, this is a post that got like retweeted over and over and over again because it was promoting how to like not save audio in your VODs, and they're like, but I've never had a problem with any of my like archive stuff yet, and I've not gotten hit with a live DMCA claim. And my response to them was, I've never been in a car crash in my life, but there's still time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
I've been in several.
Like
cars keep hitting me.
I guess the naivete of people operating within this space blows me away, because
It's a pretty good a day to remember song.
we're in a position where the people who are creating, yes, it runs a large age gap, but these people are adults. Like we're talking about adults. We're not talking about people who just stumbled into the platform. We're talking about people who like have been on the platform for anywhere from 1 to 6+ years. Many of them partnered, and they fucking don't know how the platform works.
And all if I mean at least one leg, a large leg of their business plan, business model, because I'm sure these bigger people, I mean, obviously they branch out and they have, they diversify like smart people, business people do, but they have one of their big legs is Twitch. That can get shut down really easy. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
I
dude, I
don't
saw somebody
understand. It's your
tweet going.
shit.
I literally, I didn't even share this with you guys, but it made me so angry. My blood boiled. It's somebody literally, in fact, it might have been one of you guys that responded to it, but it was someone saying, oh, it literally makes no sense because restaurants and shops play music and they don't get in trouble. And it's like, oh my God, they pay for a license for that. Like,
Get your head out of your ass.
it drives you mental. Anyway, to avoid going down the DMCA route again, we should wrap up. My bottom line to take away from all this is that Twitch is a platform where you can potentially, in theory, grow a successful channel where you're basically self-employed. All right? If you decide to try and do this full-time, you're self-employed. And if you start your own business, you have to do your research on the legalities of things and the way things work. And Twitch is no different. Twitch is not there to babysit you. And with things like that, particularly, you have to do. You're responsible for your own business, right?
That's
right.
That's the
help
point.
yourself.
Oh my God.
They actually do a pretty good job of teaching you
Exactly.
how to fuck up. They have robust tutorials. The creator camp, like they have websites, they have tutorials, they have flowcharts, they have infographics, they have fucking press kits. They've got everything you need to teach you how not to ruin your channel and how to like use the platform correctly. And people just don't fucking look at it or look for it.
I think part of the problem is just like because there's so many streamers on Twitch because it's so fucking easy. You download OBS, you hit the button, and so everyone can freaking do it. And they don't look at it as I'm going in this and I'm starting my business. They go in it. I mean, some do, I'm sure, but they go in it. They're like, this is easy. Look at it, started. And I'm like, oh, I got followers now. And like, oh, my business is building. When you're going and you're creating your business, you need to research your business. You need to understand all the aspects of what's going to affect your business and your growth of your business. It's your business. You need to look at it as your business. When you start a business, any other type of business, you're not going to go in there not knowing how to do your shit, not knowing like, oh, fuck, I didn't know I could do that. Now my business, I'm getting sued. You know what I mean? Like you have to know your shit beforehand, at least to have some level of knowledge. And unlike a lot of other businesses, Twitch, because it's so easy just to get going, like Grog says, they give you everything you need to know. Like, hey, you want to start your business, or whether it's your business or not, this is everything you need to know not to get fucked by us. You know what I mean? Like, here you go.
The reason why they do that is it's CYA. They're covering their own ass from a legal point of view. And I mean, are they creating these information docs so that like people can be successful at using their platform? Yeah. But also at the same time, it's also so they can point to the writing on the wall and saying, we posted it there.
Yeah,
you never read it. Yeah, and which makes sense. But like at the end of the day, I think Pumps is right. It is a business, but here's the thing. Is that most people, even though they started up like, I'm just going to do this as a hobby, very quickly it stops being a hobby and people start seeing it as something else, but they don't actually take the measures to treat it like something else. So they still treat it like a hobby. They still treat it real casual. And it's like, it's not casual if you are grinding to hit affiliate. There's so many people who are always like on about wanting to hit affiliate so they can get subs and they can get emotes and stuff. If you are at the point where you care about hitting affiliate and you care about getting subs, then you care about it as a business. The moment that you value subscribers and you value the income, it has become a business. It's not a hobby anymore. And I think for most people, they don't get that transition.
Yeah.
And they just keep treating it like a hobby, and they treat it very casually.
Yeah.
Yep.
By all means, if you don't care, if losing your channel wouldn't affect you, by all means, do your thing. You know, like I guess I'm looking at it from the point of view of like, I don't want somebody who's trying to take this further to end up, suffering because of it. A side note then, so I had an idea for a business where I was going to open a burger chain and I was just going to purchase McDonald's and sell it at twice the price. Would that not be allowed?
No, and they actually did that happen. That has happened. Not McDonald's, but Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is a company. For anyone not based in the States, Trader Joe's is kind of like a Whole Foods-esque. It's like a organic grocer. They have their own line of products and stuff. They're actually like an Aldi subsidiary, and they don't exist in Canada. But they exist in the US and they're a direct competitor to Whole Foods. But their foods, they're very like snack centric. They have a lot of prepared foods, and their stuff is really good. Their whole line of anything, entrees and breakfast cereals and whatever, it's all really good. The thing is you can't get it because it's all made in house and sold in house. So there was actually a guy, Condi, in Canada who got sued and went down this long legal rabbit hole because he actually started up a storefront where he would drive south to America and he would load up at Trader Joe's for, you know, like non-perishable stuff, and he would drive up to Canada and resell it. And there's interesting articles about it, but if you look at like if you just Google like Canada Trader Joe's like resell or retail,
Dude, add dude at the end. That's what I do.
like dude, like it's really interesting because he was in a legal battle for a long ass fucking time, but eventually, yeah, he got nailed. But he had a storefront like in like fucking Toronto, like downtown Toronto. Like
You got
had a
laid
storefront.
from that?
It was amazing.
Did you rename it Trader Joe Mamas? All right, this has been the Zero Strategy Podcast. Grog, where can everyone find you and what have you got coming up this week?
People can find me on. Oh, it was called Pirate Joe.
Okay.
It was called Pirate Joe. That was the name of the shop.
Perfect.
My name is Grog Mode on Twitch. You can find me on other platforms at gamer_Grog. I've got a lot of stuff being published on the regular now on TikTok and
Yeah, you do.
Instagram and the like. So please check me out there. I stream 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's just me. I've been doing like variety games, a lot of survival games, first-person shooters, battle royales, and the like. And then on weekends, I've been doing co-streams with my wife. We just started
My
playing
wife.
Little Nightmares 2, which is absolutely amazing. So shout out for our community for gifting us that to play. We're looking forward to doing more of that. But yeah, it's always a good time over at the channel, and please come by.
Cool. Eve, what about yourself?
Okay, I've been informed that it's lagging a little bit, so I'm just going to cover my mouth with these Sailor Moon cards so you don't know. There,
Oh.
perfect. You can find me, Metabot Eve, kind of wherever. You know, I've been posting some TikToks. I'm going to be working on a YouTube video. I just need to record the rest of it. But yeah, streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm doing a lot of Pokemon lately.
Okay, the illusion lost because the cards went away while you were still talking.
Oh.
My immersion was gone.
It's that far off?
Yeah.
It's a little far off, but you know,
That far off?
it adds to the
Jesus.
charm of the show. Hubs, where can everyone find you?
Hi, I'm Humps. You can find me at Sir Humps pretty much everywhere. All the TikToks, Instagrams, whatnots. Add an underscore if you fancy Twitter. I'm gonna be streaming this week a lot of Destiny 2. We'll be doing a lot of PvPs, scrimmages. We're on the hunt. My clan 13. We're looking for people. So if you're out there and you want some Destiny 2 PvP action, and we find you, or you find, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm actually changing some things up. My days used to be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I will now be streaming Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Friday, and or Saturday. So it may be 3 to 4 days a week now. And I'll be starting a little later, more probably 9:30, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, and I do have, we're in the very early beginnings of some movement on my part for some things. So just keep tabs for more info that I will be teasing you with, I'm sure, at some point. But work things and things of work are on the way. Condi, tell us, what do you got going on this week?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Connie Fly. You can find me Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all those places. I don't know what I'm doing this week for stream. It's gonna be a kind of a mix of Warzone and Apex, I think. because there's not really any other games right now that I'm super interested in. I did a YouTube video from the
Pokemon Battle Me
day.
again.
Let's go. I would love a chance to beat you back. You know, redemption for me. Yeah, I'm mainly going to be focusing on regrowing my beard as quickly as I can. That's
Okay.
my main focus. Yeah, I gotta, you know, I've realized how badly I need the beard, and I'll be working on that.
I'll be trimming
Um,
soon. You want me to send over some stuff or like donate like a
I
beard
don't know if it
transplant or
would
something like that?
look right on my face. Thing is, because
it would
my
look
hair is very
good.
fair, like I've got like a stubble going right now. You just can't see it because it's so light. I promise, I do
Yeah.
have a stubble.
You can have some gray looking stuff
mean,
on your face.
Here's the thing: is that we've seen you with a giant bushy beard. We know that you can grow a beard. We believe you. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I know,
like
I know.
I swear,
believe you.
guys,
I
I
think
have
that
it.
was
I'm
all
so
he
Grow a
did.
beard.
self-conscious
You
about it
guys may not
now.
know this, but I can grow a beard.
Yeah, I don't think he has it in him anymore.
I
Yeah,
have
he
a
used
it
fake
all
beard
up.
lying around here
It
somewhere.
felt betrayed.
He was like, I haven't been clean shaven for 5 years. That's because it took him 5 years to grow that shaggy ass piece of.
wait, does he have beard dysfunction?
Beard
Oh.
tile.
Is there like a maybe
Oh,
a website I could go
damn.
to get some products?
ED? Do you suffer from BD? Yeah.
Is there like a maybe
You're
a website I could get like a
Not
discount?
for you, but
maybe
if
to
you're in
get some-
America, you can go to livebearded.com and use code Sir Humps and save 10%.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get
I
to.
keep
Thank
forgetting
you.
to send you some stuff. I keep forgetting to send you stuff. I need to.
I have a fake beard that I might just
Not
throw
that you
on
need
just
it now.
just to feel comfortable, you know, just so I can get through the day. My colleagues bullied me relentlessly because I went to work with a face mask on, obviously, and when Scotland were playing England in the football, they were like, "Oh, we need everyone to come outside for a photo holding like a Scotland flag." I was like, "I really don't want to." They're like, no, come on. So I'm standing there and they're like, "You can take your mask off. We're outside." I'm like, "No, I'm good. And they're like, "Take your mask off." So I took it off and everyone's immediately like, "What's going on with your face?" Yes. I don't
You're
regret it.
Did they not notice like the 2 pounds?
Yeah.
Well,
of
they
sticking
noticed
out from
they
the
noticed the
mask?
beard was gone. They were just a little shocked by the mustache. That
Oh.
you know, Dale likes it. My wife likes it, so that's all. that really matters.
She likes the tickler.
But yeah, there'll be I'll have YouTube uploads this week and all kinds of things going on there. So thank you very much. More importantly, do make sure and check out the podcast. If you've been listening to the audio version, come on over to the Twitch channel every Sunday.
Do it.
Twitch.tv/Zero Strategy Podcast. There will be links. Also, we have all our previous episodes up on YouTube and Spotify. So if you feel like you've maybe learned something or you just fancy chilling out with us while you're working,
How dumb can they
or
get? Go
you're on
watch
the
other
bus.
episodes. You can see.
Yeah. They're all up on there, so go check them out. Thank you for watching. We're going to go and raid somebody, so please do stick around to go and show some love. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Bye.
Right.
Mwah.